all three of us, and when it's no longer working for all three of us, two of us are going to move on, and you can do what you want. Okay? Well, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that that's, because it's hard. It's very, very hard. I've been through 3 relationships. Not one of them ended easily. Okay? You're back!
Okay, so sorry, I'm going to gazillion questions.
Do
here.
not
It's about
apologize.
Through my day job, I've come to realize the tricky situation with taxes. I'm not going to ask you about that, but I found out how tricky things can get when you become someone's estate once someone passes away.
Oh, God, yes.
I didn't even realize how much of a nightmare that was. So how do you have, as the CEO of your life, how do you have those tough conversations with, those older people in your life that you absolutely love to say, we need to discuss your will, we need to discuss your estate planning?
It's a great question. Do you want to do that one?
This is fabulous. And can I ask here, how many people in this room do have a will?
See, all the rest of you are stupid. Oh my God, do you not know you're going to die? You are. Sorry, I'm moving on. You are going to die. Without a will.
Now, if
You
you
can't
want,
bring that microphone.
if you are looking to help other people to understand the importance of it, and it is one of the foundations of financial planning. If you're CEO of everything, you are CFO as well, right? You're the chief financial officer for yourself. Google dying without a will. Forget reading horror stories, forget Stephen King. Read Google dying without a will, and you will be petrified. You will see all of the ways in which you leave everybody else cleaning up your mess. And honestly, it's everything from what will happen to your pet, what will happen to your things, who is allowed to come in, if you do have money, if you don't have a will, and if you haven't got things sorted out, then the mess is absolutely scary. And the other thing is, you are now leaving someone else to clean up the garbage you did not clean up, which was so avoidable.
Yes. Speaking of which, if someone names you executor of a will, you do not have to accept the executorship.
Think carefully, it takes time.
A lot of time. It can take up to 2 years to close an estate. And if you are the person that was named executor and your siblings or other family members think it's okay that you do all this work for free, tell them, please do bite me. Okay? Because there's a reason why there's a fee set for executorship, and regardless of whether you pay that fee to an organization, a professional, or you take it yourself, the fee should be paid out, because there is a lot of work. The only time an estate is easy is if it's for a couple and they own everything jointly. Then when one croaks, the other one gets it all. Even then there can be small complications, but usually that's the easiest kind of estate. Hardly ever is that the estate that needs an executor, okay? So if you are named as executor and you look at, you can't say, I'll have a look first and then decide. No, that doesn't work. You just decide up front. But if you think that that's been a mess, so you can always say that to parents, okay, or elder family members.
It was more a matter of, I know how bad it can be, so
Yes.
I know for a fact that essentially what happens is when someone dies, you inherit all of their debt.
No, you don't. That's not true.
No?
No,
That's an
a myth.
American
That's a
thing.
myth.
Then
That's
what?
not a Canadian thing.
No, it's a myth.
You cannot inherit debt unless you have signed for it.
Oh,
So
that's
she's
what I,
saying
yeah.
that when
Okay.
the person dies, if you're the executor or executrix, then you are the one responsible for the debt, and that's not true. You have to sign a contract when you take on a debt, and if you didn't put your name on that contract, you are not responsible for the debts.
And-
The
and let-
estate may be
Yes,
responsible.
and let me give you a heads up on this, okay? Because I've been getting letters from people recently where financial institutions, let's call them what they are, banks. Okay? So Victoria and I were married 15 years ago, and Victoria defaulted on her credit card bill. She went bankrupt, and I never signed anything for Victoria's debt, but suddenly they're coming to me and asking me to pay for Victoria's debt. In fact, they put it on my credit bureau. It's illegal. they do, it doesn't mean they should have.
How many people have looked up their credit report? TransUnion, Equifax, okay. And anyone surprised at what they found there? Who was poking around, looking at you, and what kind of companies were nosing in on your business? And if you've done that, well, you get one free every year. So it's not as if it costs any money. It's just about you getting one.
You can get one from Equifax,
Oh,
and
one
you can get
from
one from
TransUnion,
TransUnion.
right.
So you can do it every 6 months. Do they charge you after the first one or not?
Once a
Only if
year.
you do it online.
The credit score does, but not the credit bureau. Yeah, as long as you still nail it, it'll come, but you won't get your credit score. They make you pay for the credit score, which I think is a huge travesty, but like, the credit score not having to pay for it, but that's a whole other lecture. Yeah. Question?
I'm sure you hear this a lot, but thank you. And I went to be strike. I only went to watch TV, your programs, when I went on disability. So although I have been single all my life, yay, loving it, what happens is not only that you may have widowship falling over you, or you may decide to be single. What happens is that you can be single and then illness falls over you.
But that's why having a solid financial plan is so important, and one part of that financial plan is disability insurance.
Exactly. So I've always been, this is what my parents said, go get insurance, and luckily I did. That saved
Not
me.
lovely, smartly.
Smartly. That saved me a couple of years of paying the debt that I had acquired before the disability kicked in. And again, I was employed, so that also was a good thing. However, overnight I went from having 100% income with 100% of bills to pay to 100% of bills to pay and half the income. It's extremely unsettling because your whole lifestyle changes. And in my case, like many immigrants here, I was supporting a lot of family back home, and their life was also, changing for that. Not only I had taken a second mortgage because there was an earthquake back home, and my parental home was destroyed, so my sister and my kids had to move out. So I got that second mortgage. Of course, I have a job, I can do this. But suddenly I'm sick, and now I have 2 mortgages. So having some savings really helped. But what really I did not know as an immigrant here in Canada is that whatever they were charging me was, like you said, is that they can charge you. I don't have to. One of the tips that I took was like, can you reduce my percentage rate? Because the thing is that I do not have any more source of income. So how can I save more money? And that was extremely important to have that knowledge. So thank you for that. My question is, and since a lot of us are aging, regardless of the hair coloring, and a lot of us are on disability. I was in a wheelchair for 3 years. Now I'm, thanks to the mechanics and bionics in my body, I'm standing here. However, in this, long spot, stage in my life, I have seen a lot of folks who are living on ODSP, for those who don't know, Ontario Disability Support Program, on 900 and some a month.
1,050 usually. The number they keep giving me is
I
1,050.
think it went up. Okay, $1,000 a month, and I really don't know what you can do with $1,000 a month. And what happens is that the system is so backwards because if you had an opportunity to save, and then you have a disability and you no longer work, they force you to get rid of all of your savings
Qualify for the
to
ODSP.
qualify. So you have to be not just uncertain about your financial future, you have to be in abject poverty, and then they can help you. What I equated is like, okay, you broke your leg, you come to the emergency room, the doctor looks at you and says, you know what, go home when you have
So stop for a second, okay? Let me clarify. Whenever you ask for benefits from the government, know that you do need to be in dire circumstances, because why should you get money from taxpayers because you didn't have the good sense God gave a goose to make sure that you had all your financial ducks in a row? So I paid disability premiums my whole life and never made a claim, and I was glad to do it. People like to talk about insurance like it's poop. No, truly, they use the word insurance like it's poop, and it's not. Insurance serves a purpose. It takes the risk off you and puts it on the insurance company. You pay a premium for that. You have to buy the right kind of insurance. You have to buy the right amount of insurance. But the government, whenever you are being given government benefit, is because you are destitute, and that is the way it should be, because you don't get to have a house and all the other things that you may have in your life and live on government income. It's not fair. It's not fair to all the people that are working really hard and having to pay taxes. Okay, so let me say that first. People have an aversion to insurance that is so detrimental to their own financial health, I can't believe it. I have had people tell me in no uncertain terms that insurance is a waste of money. And that's because they've never had anything bad happen to them yet. Unfortunately, if you wait until something bad happens to you, it's usually too late. That's the whole thing about insurance. Okay? So if you think God is holding you by your pom-pom, you go right ahead and don't take out any insurance because you don't need it. God's got your back. But if you think that bad things can happen to good people, then you make sure you have yourself covered with enough and the right kind of insurance to make sure you are protected. Because it is not the government's job to clean up after your lackadaisical, bad financial management. It is not their job to use taxpayers' money to make that happen. It is their job just to save your ass from starving. And like you, I agree. I don't think anybody can live on $1,000 and $1,050. I don't even think that's a reasonable amount of money. But having said that, I understand why they do it, because the thing is that it's a big province and they have a lot of people drawing on those resources. And that a lot is because people haven't made any plans of their own. While you are making money, you're off spending it and going on vacation and having a grand old time, never thinking anything bad could ever happen to you. Man, I covered my ass 7 ways from sideways. I had a big fat emergency fund, I had enough disability insurance, I had enough life insurance, not tons and tons and tons, enough. Okay, I did not wear my insurance policy like a badge of honor. Oh, I have a $2 million policy. I did not do that. Okay, I bought enough insurance to protect my children. And I bought enough disability income to see me through. It was not a huge disability policy, $3,000 a month. That's what it was, because I think I could get $3,000 a month. Better than $1,050.
I'm so glad you raised this. Thank you very much for coming forward with the question on it. Because one of the things that we hear a lot is people who are CEOs, one of the things that happens is that they are sometimes not thinking of the big picture, not thinking of the what if, not doing the scenario planning. We just read a piece recently where people aged 55 to 64, only 18 out of 100 of them have enough money to live on for 5 years. So there's 82 people out of every 100 who don't have enough money put aside to last 5 years. And so many people, when they respond to us about it, they say, I'm not retiring. I'm just going to keep working. But you hope, because you're raising such an important point. It's not always your choice to keep working. So bravo on you for having disability.
Thank you both for bringing this awareness. I'm looking for myself.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to wrap it up now. I do want to thank Gail and Victoria for sharing your stories with us and all the wonderful discussions. Thank you. But it's not over yet. They will be sitting at this lovely table here for a book signing if you wanted to come up and say hi and get your book signed.
I will give hugs and take pictures.
Amazing. And I do just want to say, I did leave evaluation forms on your chairs, so if you could please fill them out and leave them behind.
And only say nice things or I will come back.
That would be great. But I So if you can think of other speakers or other types of workshops you'd love to see at the library, write it down, and I will take the idea. So thank you again for coming out.